Good morning, my millionaire growth partners. My name is Otis Tucker, the world's first trillionaire. I am creating heaven on earth, people, and the way that I do it is that, I help people to realize that the spirit, what they call their soul, is the spirit of God. Therefore, God lives inside of you, and all you have to do, people, is take claim to that, and you become God, and God can use you as a vessel to manifest His will onto this world. I am also creating financial freedom for billions of people across this world because I understand that people is the greatest asset out here. So therefore, just know, people, that we are as a collective creating means to help people to get paid just to exist, man. I am also creating a million millionaires. I am the greatest leader that ever lived. I am God, people, and most important is that I manifest the words I speak. My message for you today, people, is that, I am both an angel and the villain at the same time. It's like, I think it's very powerful to understand that the duality of life, to realize that you cannot have one without the other. There's no good without bad. There's no up without down. It's two ways of being, the duality of life. And I don't want you to fall trapped to the myth that just because you're spiritual, you gotta be all these things that religion teach you, whether it's being polite, politically correct, being nice all the time, turn the other cheek, none of that stuff, man. It's like the biggest thing I could say about spirituality, man, is being authentic, that squashes all of that. But my point that I want you to get at, though, is that just as much as I can be the light, people, I genuinely do love everyone. I have compassion for humanity. But at the same time, though, there's limits to stuff, especially out here in the 3D world, Like, I tolerate people's BS until I get to a point where I'm done with it. And then when I'm done with it, I will literally cut them off, go off, like they never ever existed, man. And I know once I pull back on that energy, they feel it quick and fast, and that's something else, man, that you got to realize, that one of the powers you have as a spiritual being and living in the 5D, fifth dimension, is that the divine flows through you, and everybody that's around you, they feel it, they see it. Like, being in your presence is safety, is sanctuary, because the same protection that God had for me, it extends to the people that I allow in my orbit, and it's like, while you're in my orbit and you're doing what you're supposed to do, everything is cool, everything is good, but it's like, when a person try to sabotage you or betray you or whatever the case is, there was a period where I would just forgive, and keep being understanding, making myself small. Listen, man, them days are over with. You know what I mean? And this is where the villain come through, It's like, people start seeing you as the villain because you set boundaries. And you know what? I don't care, man, because at the end of the day, it's part of your evolution to realize that, look, man, you have to put yourself first, It's like being on an airplane. It's like, if the plane is going down and the oxygen mask come down, it's useless for me to save everybody else. I'll be dead in no time. But if I put my mask on and make sure that I'm good, my self-care is taken care of, my mental health is fine, then I am much more capable of helping far more people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to come to the realization, man, that, people's perspective of you may change and call you the villain because now you're looking out for yourself. But I'm telling you, it's a necessary part of the process, and I want you to, not feel no kind of negative way about that, man, that you're starting to take care of yourself and look out for yourself and make sure that you protect your energy, because spiritual beings is literally walking energy, man. Like, we have an energy about us, that infectious energy, where it magnetizes and attract people in our orbit. And for those that appreciate being there, then by all means, you can hang around. But for those that are trying to sabotage or bring negative energy to that space, then just know, man, that you have every right as a spiritual being to cut those people out of your life. Like, literally cut them out of your orbit, man, and pull back all of your energy. because they take it for granted, not realizing that it's the divine force that's in you that's allowing you to operate from that space, you know. So I don't want you to feel bad about, you know, cutting people out of your life that don't belong there, man, because as you continue to elevate and grow, just realize that not everyone can go with you. And that's something that was hard for me to realize, you know. You want to save everybody, you want to help everybody, but unfortunately that's not how it works. You know, you help those that want to help themselves, man. You know, faith without work is dead. You know, it's like people can have the greatest potential, man, but if they are not willing to practice or put in the work that is necessary to develop that potential, you got to cut it at some point, man. You know, my grandfather used to say, you can't beat a dead, you know, you can't beat a dead horse, man. If you don't want to get up and go do something, leave his ass alone and find somebody else who is trying, putting in the energy and effort, and then you can guide those people. God help those who help themselves, man. So if people are not helping themselves or not trying to and expect you to do all the heavy lifting for their lives, man, don't feel bad at all, people. Cut those negative deadweight energy out of your life, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's that villain phase. I mean, obviously every day I come on here, you know, I speak the light. Obviously, you know, positivity, inspiration, all that stuff. But I'm just letting you know, man, that the same way, like, here's the reality of it. And this is what I've known and realized for quite a while. As you elevate on your spiritual journey, the Spirit of God give you dominion over both the light and the darkness. The crazy thing is, people, is just as comfortable as I am in the light, I could be just as comfortable in all the darkest phases of the thing. You know, I could be around the most dangerous peoples and it doesn't affect or faze me, because it's like, you know, I have dominion over the darkness also. You see what I'm saying? I just choose to operate and live in the light. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's like, that's real power, people, is knowing that, not pretending to be anything I'm not, just being authentically me, and be that comfortable and that calm in the most dangerous or craziest of situations, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's not me per se, my body, but the Spirit of God in me that give me that ability, because it gives me dominion over, you know, the darkness and the light. So I want you to understand, people, that you're both. And to be the Spirit of God, which is what you are when you take claim to your soul, it doesn't mean you need to be any specific way like religion teach you. You don't need to be super, whatever the heck they teach you, man. My point is, just be you, you know, and embrace all of who you are. Embrace your faults, your strengths, your weaknesses. And, you know, I think it's pretty cool just even knowing all of who and what you are, because then you can make decisions, you know what I'm saying, about what you want to grow, which areas you want to grow in, and which areas you'd rather hire people to fill that gap for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just think it's pretty cool, man, when you get to live life on your own terms. You get to take control of your life. And the biggest way you can do that, people, is know and learn who you are, man. And take back your power, people, because you have all the power. I want you to know that everyone under the sound of my voice, you have the power of God inside of you. I just choose to operate from my God spirit, and I just choose to make decisions and think and do everything from this space. Like, I live here in this 5D world, in the spiritual realm, you know. But I also, of course, what I'm really doing is learning it. I think really, in essence, if you think about it, like what the whole idea of heaven and earth is really to collapse the 5D world into the 3D world. You know, it can't happen right now in the immediate term because there's such low frequency everywhere. But as we continue to focus on elevating the frequency of the entire world, it will get to the point where we're operating on similar frequencies, and at that point, those worlds are collapsing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, as I learn how to continue to mirror in this 3D world the attributes and characteristics that I have in the 5D world, which is my highest version of myself, then I, in essence, is starting to experience what it's really like to be living and experiencing heaven on earth. You know what I'm saying? And as I do that more and more, eventually I get to show other people like yourselves how to be able to collapse. Well, first, how to tap into the 5D world and become your higher self, and then learn how to do the same thing I'm doing, which is collapsing the world, you know, the 5D and the 3D world. I know it sounds a little hazy, people, but just watch and see over time. It will all materialize in front of you, and you'll really get to see how you can use this for yourself to transform your life, which is always my goal, which is always my objective, is how can I make this practical so you can actually live and be the higher version of yourself, people. Like, that is the ultimate goal every day, because that's indeed how we create heaven on earth. Is the more people I help to go from this 3D realm to being in the 5D realm, to living in a 5D realm like I do, then that in essence is heaven on earth, because nothing but positivity operate in that space, people. You know, it's not to say that negative situation don't comes up, but you alchemize it so quick, it's like it's negligible. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I don't experience negativity, people. Like, shit, I mean, negativity try to come all the time. It's just that I've just mastered how, as a master alchemist, I just know in an instant how to turn anything negative into the most positive situation, so it becomes fuel to power me to move forward, you know, and be more of an unstoppable force. So anyways, man, I really hope you get something out of that right there. But that is indeed the message today, people, is that I want you to be okay with being the good guy, and it's okay to be a bad guy when people is trying to take advantage of you or try to use you or whatever the case is. Like, don't just lay down and take it or turn the other cheek, man. You stand up for yourself and speak your mind, speak your truth, you know. God will give you the words to speak that will cut right through all the BS, and they'll really see a mirror staring right at them with all their faults and problems, and let them go deal with that. Anyways, man, shout out to my co-creators, man, of Heaven and Earth International. This is the space, people, where we are indeed energetically creating this new world. I mean, we already started on it, but we're building it out as we speak, and we're doing it all energetically. Anywhere in the world where you are, people, you can become a part of this collective, because it's all spiritual, it's all energy. And you got a couple things you got to understand about energy, man. It's like, by you simply joining me and connecting with me, then it allow us in the spiritual realm to connect with each other, where you can receive the blessings that God has poured into my life. And obviously there's requirements for that, and that's one of the things last night I had a good serious download about, and I'll talk about that real quick. Here's the gifts that God has promised that he gives to the people that are part of this collective. The first thing, people, that you receive is peace. You're going to find yourself, for things that used to stress you out, where you always worried about stuff, you won't find yourself worrying anymore. It's not that your problems immediately leave, but you won't be worrying anymore, because God is giving you peace. And as he gives you peace, it allows you to be cool, calm, and collective, which gives you the opportunity to be able to create solutions to your problems, you know. The other thing that God bless you with, people, is genuine joy and happiness, man, where no matter what's going on, you feel a sense of joy, where you're just happy about life, you're happy about the amazing future. And mainly, I believe, is because when you operate from the spirit, you no longer just believe things. It's like you know what's to come. So you operate from a sense of knowing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it gives you genuine joy, because you know there's nothing but better days ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? And that is exciting in itself. So you find yourself being excited about anticipating what's coming, and just being able to see more clearly of what's to come, and that makes you excited also. So it's like joy is always there, people. That's always your portion. You also find yourself experiencing a lot of love, man. Like, you could feel the love energy from other people directed towards you, and obviously you are love, so it's easy for you to have compassion and love for others. You know what I'm saying? So it's a two-way street. Also, the biggest benefit for that is, for those of you out there that have significant others, is you'll realize that you're way more expressive than you've ever been towards your companion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll find yourself being creative and thinking about things and ways to express your love for whoever that person is that's in your life. You know what I mean? And there's nothing but greatness that can come from that. You know what I mean? Because all that's going to do is make that be more reciprocated back onto you. And you keep doing it, and it's like that continuously grows. So that is something that's very exciting in itself. People is favor. That's one of my favorite one is favor, man. God's favor over your life is amazing. God will put you in rooms that you did not even know that exist, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, God will put you in those spaces where it's like favor opportunities hunt you down. They come find you, man. Clients will drive hours to come support your business. You know, people, God will bring you amazing employees. God will give you a promotion on that job. Things that you're not even expecting, you know what I'm saying? The key though is that you just continue to do the work. And as long as you do, it's like as long as you prepare for the amazing vision that God give you, God will give you those opportunities, because God will never give you more than you can manage. So you always must be in preparation mode, which is always developing yourself, people. Never slip on that. Always improve on yourself. Next is God's blessing, man. The blessings from God is so amazing because God will guide your mind, your thoughts. He will guide your steps, you know. And most importantly, he will guide your heart, man, which is like your intuition and your spirit of discernment. So it's like blessing is your portion. So it's like anything you touch must be prosperous, must be successful. You must win. That's how that goes, because God's blessing is upon your life, you know. And my favorite above all things though is just the energetic feel of protection that God put around you, man. Because keep this in mind, God is in every living being. So therefore, God knows everything. He knows people's intention. He knows everything. And he literally is steering people's path to stay, and nothing but positivity is your portion. So anything that means you ill, that means you, any kind of negativity, God will swat that out your path. You don't even know he's swatting things out of your way, but he's clearing the path. So nothing but ease and happiness and joy and safety and secure is your portion, because God's protection is everlasting, people. These are the gifts from God. Now, here's what the download I got last night. It's the same download like before, but I'm going to tell you this because I don't want you to waste your time. Like, people, these are the requirements if you really want to experience God's gift, which is what I just shared with you. Number one is that you must choose to believe that the Spirit of God lives inside of you. Until you believe that, people, I don't care if you follow me, I don't care if you do videos telling you the truth, you're not going to receive the benefits. You must do all three. So that's the first one. You must choose to believe that the Spirit of God lives inside of you. That's the number one requirement. Number two, people, is that yes, you must follow my social media page and you must watch my videos every day. People, you get 24 hours in a day. I don't know if you ever met anybody like me, but I highly doubt it. Listen to me. God is using me to wake up this entire world, man. And every single day, these videos I do contain codes that feeds your soul, man. And you must listen to this. As you listen to it every day for 15, 20 minutes, however long my videos go for, it's feeding your soul. You telling me you can't spare 15, 20 minutes in a 24 hours? What do you got that's so important? Anyways, man, I don't know what to tell you, but that's a must. You must do that, people, for those of you that really and truly want to receive these the benefits I share with you. So follow my pages on social media and watch my videos every day. Last but not least, people, is speak your truth, man. You must speak your truth. Your truth is essentially you expressing the visions that you see in your mind and your path that you're taking from where you currently are, being strictly your flesh, to elevating and raising your frequency to become the Spirit of God, which is your soul, the higher version of yourself. So that's essentially, you grab your phone, you talk about things you're working on or your experience, just like I do every day. And you're being a blessing to many others, man, because God is using you to bless others as they watch your video every day. Get busy doing that, though. Anyway, shout out to Jamaica, man, which is indeed the eye of this world. Shout out to Africa, who is the mother of this world. Shout out to the entire Caribbean and the African diaspora worldwide. People, here's what I will tell you. Obviously, you know I'm here to unite the Caribbean and Africa. And just to mention a couple things about that, it's like there's a lot of things I like that I'm seeing, you know. Over there in Burkina Faso, I think it was early in the year, I saw that they was building buses. You know, they build electric cars. And now I heard they're building freaking airplanes, man. It's like every time you turn around, there's so many things that Burkina Faso and ABM Traore is doing, man. It's just leading like the pack, you know what I'm saying? It's like we have so much untapped knowledge, man, and experience that's over there in Africa and even the Caribbean also. Like, we have amazing minds, people. And I really am looking forward to how we can continue to collaborate and work together, culture sharing. I think right now there's a flight I seen that go from Ghana, I want to say it was to the Bahamas, and just kind of, just hearing the people, just everybody's happy and just kind of talking about their current experience. And that makes me very happy, man, I just loved what's happening across the board, man. I like how, I think I mentioned the other day, in Guyana, they are one of the only countries I know out of 186 countries, they was one of the only ones that was fully food secure. And I believe that every Caribbean nation, every African nation should be that way also. And obviously a big way they made that happen is by massively investing in agriculture. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a no-brainer, is that you must be able to feed your people and not dependent on other countries to help you with that. So I think that not just for Jamaica, but for any one of those African and Caribbean countries, we need to get busy aggressively doing that, and continue to share cultures, man, and learn about each other's country and evolve to be, to really fulfill on God's promise, which is for us as black people across the world, bringing about the greatest prosperity period that we've ever seen. I really look forward to that, people. With that being said, people, I'm gonna cut it there, man. My declarations over your life: number one is that you are a millionaire. Number two is that you're married to the person of your dreams. You have amazing health and is in the best shape of your life, man. My prayer for you today, people, is that the Spirit of God will continue to rise inside of you, man, as you continue to watch my videos daily. I pray that the Spirit will rise at a rapid pace, man, so that the Spirit could take full possession of your body and start leading your path, so you can really experience what it's like to be the highest version of yourself, man, where you can really walk in your purpose and walk in your power and authority and dominion over this world, man. Blessings on to y'all, people. Y'all have an amazing day, and we'll talk tomorrow.